Hello, and welcome to Always in Escrow, the podcast where we explore abundant living, aspirational lifestyles, and the journey to building your dream life. Hello, Colby.
Hi, Serena. How are you?
I am incredibly inspired because today we're thrilled to welcome back to our show Mirela Selfo. President and founder of Top Spots to Travel, a boutique luxury travel agency renowned for crafting unforgettable, personalized experiences for discerning travelers worldwide. And today we are going to be discussing family vacations. Mirella, welcome back to our show.
Thank you so much, Serena. I am so excited to be here today. And as you guys know, I'm based in a freezing Pittsburgh. These are the days that I'm really dreaming on being a beautiful, beautiful island like Turks and Caicos right now.
I am too. It is a little bit cold in Florida.
I'm there with you.
So let's talk Caribbean. What is the most popular destination these days in the Caribbean?
The most popular destination so far for this year has been the island of Turks and Caicos. This is a British territory and is a beautiful tiny little island that is very close to Miami. So it is a very short flight for people living in Florida and still ranking as top 10 spots for snorkeling and scuba diving in the world. There is no other island in the Caribbean that has that long stretch of white sandy beach. And you really do not need the filters when you take a picture on this beach. It is the same color of the sky blue, same as the Caribbean Sea.
I definitely don't love to leave when we travel to Turks, and it isn't far from New York City. It is, a really quick airplane ride, and then yeah, to be in Turks and arrive in that airport is really so special.
What is special about this island that makes it easy? First of all, there are so many nonstop flights that are from New York City or Florida that makes it so easy to get there. Just as quick 3 hours from New York and from Florida, a lot less. But then you find yourself in a little piece of heaven called Turks and Caicos. And it is what I love about the island is that it's not a commercial place like you think all the places in Mexico or Dominican Republic. You do not see a lot of commercials for this island. It's very secluded and very, very upscale. However, they still do have all inclusive properties like the beaches, which is catered to families and kids at all ages. And they're so famous for having a baby club or teens club or the teens disco at around 8 o'clock, which allows the parents to go have an adults only fine dining at the French restaurant and knowing that the kids are secure and safe and they're having fun while they're meeting teenagers from all over the world and they're supervised and safe. And they also provide the sailing clubs for teens, which is included on the packages. So, and they get certified. They get their own diploma with their name on it as a certified sailor. So I found this property to be really selling fast. I'm getting a lot of requests. And when it comes to stays during holidays, this property tends to sell a year in advance. So you want to book really early in advance if you really want to get there. Um, for other families, another property in a different island, I would say Atlantis is pretty high demand, always popular. It's been for years due to all the activities. Um, a lot of other properties I could mention could be the Club Meds or the Paradisus properties or the Palaces properties in the Caribbean, depending on everybody's special interest. For families that do not prefer an all-inclusive property, there are so many options still, in the Caribbean and also in Turks. You could book a whole villa at the Ritz-Carlton in Turks and Caicos, and that has a wonderful kids program as well. All the Ritz-Carltons do. Another property here in the United States that I recently visited is the St. Regis in Longboat Key near Sarasota. What a beautiful, beautiful property. And they do offer snorkeling and an experience with visiting the stingrays and little tropical fish right at the property. And of course, there are very nice properties in Cayman Islands or St. Thomas. And we're all looking at the or Four Season Anguilla, which is my personal favorite. What a dreamy, dreamy property that is. So this is just to give a little bit of an option between an all-inclusive and a non-all-inclusive for people that prefer that a la carte dining.
I'm so curious when we talk the Bahamas and Atlantis, and we all know Atlantis has been around forever and it's gorgeous. What's this new property everyone's been visiting the last couple of years? Baha Mar. What is that?
That is another property called Bahamar, which has several buildings as a part of the same property. That also is highly recommended if you're looking for an alternative and you already visited Atlantis, so you wanted to see something new. That is another property to visit. Certainly, we hear a lot of great feedback about live music at the property and the nightly entertainment and also the kids program. So thank you, Colby, for bringing that up. That's absolutely another option to see in Bahamas.
All right, Morella, let's talk about a family experience at Disney. What can you tell us about what Disney has to offer?
Disney has been a favorite for clients for over the years, but this year Universal Studios is coming up with a big, exciting news that will have an epic Universal park that has a big, big opening in May 2025. We're so excited to see what Universal has to offer, but Disney is always going to be, and Universal Studios always going to be a favorite for families, and that's one of those travels you don't require a passport, so you can just fly to Orlando and you're still home. That makes it easier, and it makes it so much fun even for a multi-generational family vacation. You can go with your grandparents and cousins and friends, and will make it a memory to last forever. It's just one of a kind. Also, Disney does not just offer the parks. Disney has a wonderful cruise line that does short packages, 3, 4 nights to Bahamas, combined with their land packages to their parks. But they also very good on their Mediterranean cruises with your kids. So you can still sit down and have dinner with Mickey while you visiting Rome or Spain. Or you can take a 4 day sailing from Southampton, London to Spain, and then continue on the tour, still with a Disney theme. So there's so many things that we can do with Disney, just not the parks. It could be the cruise. It could be even some small journeys around the world.
Let's talk Disney versus Universal. Is there a reason why I would go to Disney with my kids at a certain age and go to Universal with my kids at a certain? Is there a differential with that? Like, is it for older kids, younger kids, one park more than the other?
Absolutely. So for kids at a younger age, the clients tend to go to Disney. For more of a teen kind of age, that will be more into the video games and the Harry Potter theme park and the water slides like the Volcano Bay, then that group age tends to visit more of a Universal Studios.
Got it. Marilla, what are the trends in family travel these days?
One of the hottest trends in travel with families and again multi-generational trips will be travel with a purpose. This is where the grandparents will take all the family and the grandkids to go back to that tiny little village where their family heritage is from, and how exciting and once in a lifetime experience that is, and a memory to last forever. So we have requests for families to go back to little town in England or Ireland or little village in Naples or Salerno in Italy, and go see the tiny little village and the tiny little home where your great grandparents came from, and experience that cuisine and walk on the same roads in little tiny streets, cable streets they walk to buy their groceries and just carry where there are really no cars around. Everybody walks, and so authentic and so inspiring. And that's a thing to remember forever. Another trend that we saw very strong is traveling for a concert. So last year, the hot one was traveling to watch Taylor Swift concert in either Amsterdam or London or Paris, and build a whole itinerary around it. So, how exciting is that to just fly together with a group of your best friends to watch Taylor Swift or Coldplay or any of your favorite artists in, let's say, Amsterdam, like last summer, and then build a whole trip into viewing little villages like Zandam, Rotterdam, Volendam, and then go to little Bruges in Brussels, so romantic, and fly back home. So you build a whole itinerary around it. Another trend we've seen is travel with your teens when they're car enthusiast. So you would fly into a little village, a little town of Bologna, and go out to a little village called Menaggio, where the Ferrari factory is. And you hop on a bus and you just drive around in Menaggio, and everybody works at the Ferrari factory in that little town. Everybody's dressed in red, and when they come out on lunch break, the whole town is red.
Wow.
It's and they're so proud about that. That's
Oh,
their identity, and it's so much fun. And not far from there, it's a little museum and factory called Pagani. And Pagani is um, this guy from Argentina that moved to Italy years and years ago. Now Italians say he's Italian. And he designs this one of a kind car. They all start at 2 million and above. He takes the engine from a Mercedes car and builds a brand new design. It's feel like you're going to a tailor and you want a made up suit or a special dress, tailor dress made for you only. That's how he tailors a car. And every car that comes out is one of a kind. He is at the factory. He's in his 70s, still working there. It's unbelievable experience. And if the parent loves classical music and opera while they're taking the son into Pagani, guess what's on the way to Bologna? The house of Luciano Pavarotti. So you do want to stop and take a look at the house he grew up in. During summer, they have concert on his garden of Pavarotti Garden, live
wow.
concert. So how could it be more authentic than that?
I mean,
Yes.
those are trends that I feel like I need to get a part of.
Very exciting. Yes. Another one that is so exciting is trip going closer to nature. How about going on a safari and staying at a beautiful property that is family friendly called the Giraffe? And this is in Kenya. And this is, you can actually feed the giraffes.
Wow.
And this is something you remember forever if you have that experience. And lately, families are going into a trend that instead of giving presents from Christmas, they just create memories. Just go on a trip together. That's what you're going to remember.
I believe in that. I believe in the experiences. My wife and I try and do that with our kids. Yes. Would the kids love gifts? Yes. But I think these experiences bring them to a place that they will remember when they get older. I remember when I was young, what I did with my
Yes.
family. So it's very true.
That's what brings you closer together, and that's what lasts forever, instead of just a video game that you get tired within a month or so. Another trend is growing more and more. We get a request about teens, boys and girls that love soccer. So I built this unbelievable private tour to Argentina and Brazil to see where did Messi play, where did he score, and just have somebody do a private clinic playing soccer with the teens, and then in the evening maybe attend a live game. That was an unbelievable experience, and I cannot repeat how great the feedback was for that, and how inspiring that was, and how unique. and personalized, just cater to that specific interest.
Wow. Well, I think our audience is going to want to know this last question we have for you. Let's talk last minute bookings because most families, unfortunately, don't have that time to prepare. And I'm sure a lot of people are last minute. Tell us, what can you do minute bookings that are still phenomenal and fabulous?
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you have a little bit of a flexibility on the properties that you're staying and a little bit of flexibility on the destinations.
Okay.
So let's say your dates are not flexible because you only have that window and kids need to go back to school.
Right.
I am always able to provide a superb deal last minute if the flexibility of the destination is possible. I always come back with options because at the end of the day, you need to make a decision and the choice is it's personal. This is your family vacation. But we get this request all the time. We're all busy with life. And sometimes life is unpredictable. And sometimes things change and we don't control it. I am here to accommodate you. So, whatever your request is, even if it's last minute for this weekend, I'm always able to provide two, three options of anything available on different destination based on your interest.
Can you get a deal last minute? Will it be less expensive because let's just say maybe that cruise line didn't book that room?
Cruise, yes, absolutely. Absolutely. For the cruise, yes. And this is a wonderful question because thinking for people that live in Florida, you don't need to worry about the airfare, which will increase your price if you didn't book it in advance. But if you're already in Florida, all you need to do is drive to Port Canaveral a Disney cruise or drive to Fort Lauderdale in Miami. You will absolutely will get a last minute deal. The only thing that you want to keep in mind is if you're not picky on the category on the stateroom you're staying. The reason why I say this is because if you are used to staying on an honor suite, that is not going to be available.
Probably not, but no interior cabin.
But if your flexibility is inside, outside cabin, even balcony, then I will say yes.
Okay.
But if you're thinking honor suite or a Vista suite, I'm speaking Oceania cruise language, and you're not flexible on the square footage of your stateroom because some people want 400 and above, right? Then those are a very limited number of suites per ship, and those are always the first to go.
Okay. Well, we are so happy you came back on the show. These are fabulous tips for our audience. And again, tell everyone how they could book a trip with you with the family.
I am always available on my cell phone number is 412-477-3455. And thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate you so much. Thank you, Mirella. And these experiences are definitely going to be on our list. Thank you. And we look forward to seeing you soon.